Hello everyone, welcome back. So for those of you who are watching the video off screen, our students all gathered together and we talked and discussed about what we thought this book had to tell us about education. And I'm going to organize those ideas so that those of you guys online and watching the video will be able to hear about it and also to show just the amazing work that students have talked about today. So going back to the book, Razia's Ray of Hope, One Girl's Dream of an Education by Elizabeth Selby, throughout the novel or the book, we can see multiple scenes in which Razia is so excited to learn. And this kind of reflects a different culture from what I believe to be many students here today. Most of the students here today live within the United States, although in different regions all over, and don't always experience the same things as other countries. Because compared to some regions in the United States where education may be very well developed for both genders, in other places like Afghanistan, especially after the takeover of the Taliban, many women have had their rights stripped away, especially their right to education, because of the ideology within some of those groups that women don't need to go to schools and be educated about certain subjects like algebra or science, as long as they can help with the harvest of crops and the family. And I think that this out of touch idea, thinking with the world, that all systems are fair and equal, is another reason why many of us don't recognize the importance of education. So some of the students here today, like Jack, said that he thinks that education is so important for Razia because she's never experienced anything like it before. And if she were to learn about these new things, she could grow as a thinker. And other speakers, like Holly, one of our students, have expressed her ideas that Razia can become anything she hopes to be if she gets an education. So possibly it's not genders that stop people from becoming a certain occupation or taking on a certain role, it's the lack of education. And although the story mainly covers this idea of gender inequality within education, a lot of different systems of our public education within even the United States is not only biased on whether you're biologically a female or male, but also based on your race, ethnicity, socioeconomic status, and a variety of different regions based on where you might live. So, in knowing that there's such a diverse group of people from diverse backgrounds, education is one thing that connects us all because whether you're someone of color, whether you're a woman, whether you're someone who may live in a poorer region than others, or even those who live in more affluent regions, with education, everyone can achieve and strive to be the same thing. They can strive to learn the same subjects, to become the same occupation. And this is the power of education because education doesn't have a bias based on what color skin you have or how you may look. It only has a basis on if it's properly provided. So the reason why the SDG and the United Nations have chosen goal number 4 to be quality education is because it's so essential in connecting everybody in the community. And so what our students did off screen, which you'll be able to find a photo of online and on their social media page, EloEllie underscore, is we all signed an oath to protect, value, and love our education. And so even for those of you who are watching the video, those of you at other schools or within your own communities, you can create something similar where everyone creates a handprint of their hand and promises to oath to the education. And Razia's Ray of Hope, various other books that you can find on the United Nations SDG Book Club page are ways to learn about why education is so essential from people to different backgrounds. And overall, one thing to note is this whole convention itself is also a mode of education because not all education happens within schools. It also happens within online classrooms like this between your peers, teachers, and parents. So remember, every single moment of your life is one moment of education. And even for me, while reading this book and while talking to everybody else in the room and on Zoom, we've all learned a little bit more about each other and different backgrounds. And I think that's really why education is so powerful and is a path to success and a key to the future. So thank you for those of you who have joined us online today. Thank you to all my in-person students. And you can find us next time on June 1st, where we'll be hosting another event. And you can also find more information about different volunteer events we have in EloEllie and possibly help volunteer with us in further projects that we have. So thank you, everybody, and I'll see you next class.